Hey, what's up, good people? It's Rob Lee. I'm going to go ahead and play a video for you today, and it's actually the work of a sister on the channel, Joe. And many of you know Joe, also known as Proletarian, one of my favorite people on the channel, somebody that I've been talking to for about a year. I talked to her for hundreds of hours on the phone, and one of the things that we talked about besides Jesus Christ was health. And she understands a lot of what's going on when it comes to health that I don't. Everybody has their strong point. I want you to think about something. Of all the things that the United States and Canada have been bombarded with, the least thing that we talk about is our health and what's being done to us physically. I mean, we know about immigration, we know about the money, we know about the jobs, we know about all that, but we never really talk about our health. So in the past week, maybe 10 days, we've talked about the flu, vaccinations, we've talked about the metals that's in our food, and now we're going to let Joe talk to us about fluoride. And I'm going to read an article, a commentary that she sent to me, and I'm going to read it to you, and then at the very end, I'm just going to put my own finishing touches on the video. You know, I equate fluoride to smoking. You remember back in the 50s and 60s and the 40s, smoking was cool, right? I mean, everybody, the commercials, all the so-called stars, which are nothing but demonic beings, they would tell you smoking's cool, and they would smoke, and they would do commercials, and it was cool. I mean, and nobody ever doubted, well, if the government, if they tell us that smoking's okay, it's okay to smoke up. Then people started dropping off like flies. About the 70s, lung cancer was widespread, and then they finally had to admit that, well, you know what, hey, smoking is really not that good for you. In fact, it actually kills you. This is what we have with fluoride. The same thing. The same demonic monsters lying to you, telling you, no, it's not that bad. No, it's good for you. It's okay. Go ahead and take your fluoride. It's all right, man. I'm going to turn it over to Joe, and I'm going to read her words, and then we'll go from there. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you listening. Everybody has their own gift, their own knowledge of something that they know more than others. Fluoride is hers. So let's listen to what Joe has to say about it. This is her writing. I think you'll find it incredibly eye-opening. Poison is poison, no matter the dose, by Joe. Fluoride is poisonous. Prove me wrong. You can't. What is fluoride? Well, it depends on whom you ask. Fluoride is listed as a gas, an element, an ion, a mineral, a chemical, a synthetic, a vitamin, a medicine, an industrial byproduct, or made in nature. While nobody can agree on exactly what fluoride is, they all agree that fluoride is poisonous. Think not? You are free to go lick your fingers, stick it in fluoride, swish it around your teeth, gums, tongue, and swallow all you want. After all, it's a free country. Beneficial claims and harmful concerns have arisen over the many uses of fluoride. Because of varying claims, many studies have been produced to support whichever side of the fluoride debate you are on. As I pore over study after study, I noticed a common theme. All fluoride is poisonous. Documented illnesses, diseases, and toxic symptoms that may be linked to fluoride include, but not limited to. All right, good people, this is a long list. I'm going to go ahead and put it up on the screen in case you want to pause and you want to read it for yourself. Muscle disorders, blurred vision, impaired thyroid function, mouth sores, dementia, leaky gut, bone fractures, genetic damage and cell death, arthritis, hives, headaches, osteosarcoma, bone cancer, disruption in the immune system, cardiac arrest, aging, irritable bowel syndrome, increase in lead absorption, kidney damage, hormone disruption, increase in aluminum absorption, inhibits antibody production, collagen disruption, brain damage, fetal mongolism, damage to fetal development, fibromyalgia, dental fluorosis, lethargy, inactivity of 62 enzymes. Severe eye problems, including blindness, memory loss, allergies, Crohn's, apathy, chronic fatigue, diarrhea, interferes with calcium absorption, interferes with metabolism, skeletal fluorosis, crippling skeletal fluorosis, SIDS, hyperactivity in children, ADD, ADHD, pineal gland calcification, hyperthyroidism, increases tumor and cancer growth, sleep disorder, systemic toxicity, neurological problems, dental fluorosis, brittle bones, anemia, calcium loss, iodine loss, nausea, vomiting, increased saliva, lowers IQ, cavities, miscarriage, stillbirths, low infant birth weight, depression, weight gain, abdominal pains, goiter, death. The list is incomplete because new studies are being linked to fluoride. Why is this poison allowed in our food and water supply? Again, it depends on whom you ask. The hazards of fluoride clearly outweigh any claim of benefit, so why is it still there? I have noticed another common theme in the studies done on fluoride: legalese. The studies say these keywords: may cause, further study needed, might, and my personal favorite, more evidence is needed. Fluoride does not prevent cavities. It has been added to parts of the United States of America's water or food supplies for over 50 plus years, and there is no solid proof that there is a decrease in cavities due to fluoride. In non-fluoridated countries, there is documented proof that there are fewer cavities or no increase of cavities in the non-fluoridated populace versus the fluoridated populace. Another concerning factor to these studies is what form of fluoride is used. Fluoride, depending on its use, comes in many forms, names, and/or compounds. You can go to PubChem for a complete list. My main point is that we are being saturated with fluoride in our daily lives, and this poison is killing us. Some products, fluoride and/or fluoride compounds, can be found in and are as follows, but not limited to. Again, folks, this is a long list. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you so you can read it yourself. You can pause it. You can write it down. You can do whatever you think is best for you. Fresh produce, even organic processed food, processed meat, chicken nuggets, chicken fingers, chicken sticks, very high levels in mechanically separated chicken, average 3 to 6 ppm. Drinking bottled water, public bottled water supplies, rural water supplies, Teflon coated cooking utensils and pans, eggs, pesticides, beer, soda, juice, tea, wine, baby food, even baby formula. Pharmaceuticals, medications, fire retardant, canned produce, frozen produce, dentist, mouthwash, toothpaste, and other over-the-counter oral hygiene products, rat poison, roach poison, dairy, plumber's tape, waterproofing for shoes and clothing, cable insulation, fertilizer, light bulbs, glass etching, x-ray solution. You drink it so you can glow for the x-ray. Industry, use it in the form of flux, welding, oil refinement, aluminum, pet food, animal feed, iron, steel, laundry soap, laundry products, and makeup. We are exposed to fluoride daily. The problem that I have with this exposure is that it is accumulative. Not only does fluoride accumulate in our bodies, we pass it on through generations. Fluoride is stored in our body because our body thinks it is a mineral or a nutrient needed. Why does our body not recognize fluoride as a poison? Because fluoride mimics by latching on. Let me stop and say this twice. Joe writes, why does our body not recognize fluoride as a poison? Because fluoride mimics by latching onto or bonding to other minerals, ions, vitamins, elements, and metals. I think that's incredibly important. When fluoride is ingested, our body deposits this imitator throughout. Example, fluoride combines chiefly with calcium phosphate and gets distributed to our bones. This imitator will replace good calcium trying to get to the bones, thereby weakening the skeletal structure. Our body will not try to remove this imposter once it is stored in our bones, and over time will even add more to it. The only way our body will willingly give up this imposter is if you are pregnant. If you're a pregnant woman during pregnancy, calcium is mobilized. The stored calcium in a mother's body turns soluble and then is transported to the fetus to be used in the formation of the baby's skeleton. The body does not recognize that among the stored calcium is the imposter fluoride, and the mother sends the imposter along with the calcium. So you see what she's saying here is that when a woman is pregnant, the calcium that goes to help to form the child, it also sends the fluoride with it. So even before the child is born, these wretched son of a bitches are putting fluoride in our children. Let me continue. Forgive me for throwing that in. This calcium fluoride compound is named calcium fluorosulfate. The older an expectant mother is, the more calcium fluorosulfate she has stored in her body. We are just talking about the skeletal structure. Fluoride bonds with so many things outside or inside of our body that when it does reach our liver for processing, it can and does get distributed throughout our skeletal, nervous, hormonal, and muscular systems. It is important to avoid fluoride and fluoride compounds as much as possible. We use fluoride-laced fertilizer. We water with fluoride-laced water. Even irrigated water does not mean that it's fluoride-free. Fluoride from fertilizer and pesticide leaches into the water source. We use pesticides everywhere, personal, city, county, spraying. Our commercial food supply has an extra dose of pesticide on it for transportation purposes. Do they wash it off at the store or processing plant? If they do, then it is most likely washed with fluoridated water. We bring it home and we wash and or cook with more fluoride, and then we eat it. How many chances has fluoride had to bind with other elements, minerals, vitamins, ions in that process? Also listed laundry soap, laundry products, and makeup. Our skin is the largest organ that we have. Skin breathes and absorbs up to 67% of what is exposed to daily. The absorbed product is sent straight to the liver for processing. Children have been found to swallow half of their dental hygiene product every single time they use it. Adults spit toothpaste and use mouthwash as a rinse swallowing residue as well. On a smaller scale, our mouth automatically absorbs whatever we put into it. So even if you rinse well, you are still exposed to fluoride. Also listed fire retardants. This fluoride-based chemical is on mattresses, including infant mattresses, of course, clothing, furniture, carpets, and other home, work, and various workplaces. We inhale and absorb fluoride-based products everywhere we go. There are safe alternatives to every single use of fluoride-based products. That is the most sickening part of this whole fluoride debate. Studies do not tell you that they are done in the purest forms under controlled environments. These controlled studies done on fluoride have found fluoride, no matter in what form or compound it is given, no matter in what form or compound that it is given to the populace, it's poisonous. To hide fluoride poisonous nature, we are given small doses. This is how they conceal it, because they give us small doses. Controlled studies show high doses of fluoride is poisonous to life. Common sense tells us that small doses are just as poisonous. Part per million is deceptive and does not matter when you are saturated in poison. After all, poison is poison no matter the dose. Fact. Fluoride is more toxic than lead, but slightly less toxic than arsenic. The CDC, ADA, FDA, the so-called geniuses, decided long ago to put it in our water and food supply. Now to save face, they keep the fluoride poison there. End of commentary by Joe. All right, good people. After listening to that, that should be quite an eye-opener for you. And the thing that we have to ask ourselves now is a twofold question. One, we have to ask ourselves is who is responsible? And two, we have to ask ourselves, what can we do? And first of all, I want to thank you, Joe, for sharing this with your fellow brothers and sisters in the name of Jesus Christ. So let's ask ourselves these two questions. Who is responsible and what can we do? Well, what can we do? Many of you will make comments in the section and the comment section about what can be done. And maybe we should even do another video about what we can do to fight fluoride in this country. Because notice what Joe said, in other countries, it's already gone. It's only here in the United States because they mean to kill out the United States and Canada. And who is responsible? How about the Bible tells us who is responsible? How about it's the serpent and his children, the ones that fell? And if this is too much for you, man, go to another channel. Somebody else can feed you a whole lot of bullshit. They can feed you a whole lot of lies. On this channel, it's the truth. All you have to do is look on any lodge, man. Any lodge to see the mark of the devil. That's all you got to do. Take a real good look and you will see. Look all around this earth at the monsters that have the power, and then ask yourselves, why would all these beings, why would they be willing and want to kill so many people? The Bible tells us why, because they are not the children of the Almighty Father. We are. They mean to kill us out. They want to kill us out. That's what's really going on. They are Mystery Babylon. If they would starve to death, 10 to 20 million, and nobody knows the real amount. I've even heard as many as 30 million. If they would starve that many children in the Ukraine, do you really think they would have any problem killing you or your children? They hate you because of who you are. They hate you because of who you are. Of all the families upon the earth, only you have I known. This is the Almighty Father talking to Israel, talking to Judah, his family. And no, I don't mean the people over in Palestine. I'm talking about the real tribe, the real people, the real family of the Almighty Father. The same beings who killed Jesus Christ are the ones who poisoned.